make sure to do so. And without further ado, let's start talking about these running leggings. For all of these leggings, we did do a run test. A lot of them I did run outside in, but I did do a treadmill test at home so we can see if they're going to slide down. You can kind of see how they move with my body when I run. Since I was using my phone to film those clips, I put a pretty heavy hard drive in the pocket of the legging if the legging did have a pocket, because usually I would keep my phone in one of those pockets. So I wanted to weigh it down a little bit to see if the leggings would slide at all. We also did a sweat test similar to what I did in my baby tee review not that long ago. I took a cotton pad saturated with water and kind of squeezed it on the inside of the leggings to show sweat coming through. And then I took a follow-up picture in 10 minutes to see if the water had dried at all, to kind of see how sweat wicking, how fast drying all of the fabrics were. I fully intended to do this review literally months ago, probably like in October, November, but I had to take a break from running due to some tendonitis, so that set things back. And then honestly, this video just took so long. These running activewear videos are my most involved videos. This took like 3 days of filming, so we're finally wrapping it up today. Let's start off with some things I learned while filming this video while testing running leggings. Leggings that are made specifically for running are insanely expensive. Multiple leggings today are over $100. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, I just don't want to spend that much money on my running leggings. I review a lot of brands that I would personally consider in the mid to high price point, and their leggings are like $70. And that is still a good amount of money, and you guys also feel like that is in the high price point. So I don't know who's buying these $130 running leggings, but that's just crazy. Most leggings that are designed for running just don't really fit the things I normally look for in a legging. I don't really like a really restrictive top band. I find it uncomfortable. I prefer a legging with no front seam. I don't think there's a single running legging out there made by a running brand that has no front seam. So some of my favorite leggings to run in actually were not designed for running at all. I will be serving looks in the gym with my cute matching sets, fun colors, cute designs, but when I'm running, I strictly am going for function. I would love to have a cute running set that is also functional, but for now, haven't really found both to come together. I think we're on number 4, but if a legging goes above your natural waist, it's probably going to slide down to at least your natural waist, and leggings sliding down is probably my number 1 pet peeve for running leggings. So not really a big ultra high rise girly for running. And lastly, most leggings are going to show sweat, although we have a couple leggings today that did a good job of hiding the sweat. So with all of that said, apparently I just need to design my own running leggings because nothing is perfect. But we do have some pretty good options today. Some things I do reach for frequently. I'm going to be separating this review into 3 sections. First, we'll have some fleece lined leggings for my cold climate girlies. Then we'll have front seam performance fabric leggings. I hate front seams, but for running, honestly, I do just have to choose a front seam legging sometimes. Performance fabrics are going to have that sleek performance material. And then the last category, no front seam performance leggings for my girlies who just can't handle any sort of front seam. And then at the end, I'll be going over my top picks and running legging awards. All right, starting out with the first category, fleece lined leggings. We have the CRZ Yoga thermal fleece lined leggings in the 28-inch inseam. I did get a size small, which is my normal size. My measurements will all be listed down below. So these are in the affordable price range. They are $32. The size range is extra, extra small to extra large, and I believe they have 25 and 28-inch options. But as a tall girly, especially for looking at a winter legging with like a fleece lining, it's really nice to have the 28-inch inseam so my ankles stay warm. Some features on this legging. So we have a double thickness waistband. The outer material is a sleek performance. You can see it has a slight shine to it, but it's also pet fur resistant. That's the thing about performance leggings. I don't mention this in every video because for me, it's kind of intuitive. If there's a performance legging, it's pet fur friendly. If there's a brushed legging, it's collecting pet fur. So this is performance, so the pet fur does not stick. We do have a front seam and a triangle gusset. We have 2 pretty spacious side pockets for your phone or anything you need to hold in there. There's a reflective logo in the back as well as a curved seam that kind of holds those pockets. There's also a loop cord drawstring. I recently figured out the proper way to tie these so that it's easy to untie. You loop it around and then you pull it through, but you only pull it through halfway. So you're almost left with this little bow situation, and then when you need to pull it out, you just grab the end, pull it out, and then you're not stuck with something that's permanently tied like I have many of in my closet. There is also a little elastic at the top of these leggings. The one thing about these leggings though is whenever I tie the waistband, you can even kind of see it when I'm holding it up, but the elastic band at the top is just not really tight enough. It kind of flares out when the rest of the legging doesn't feel too big. So I definitely noticed this kind of weird flaring at the top that I didn't love. I have done a fleece lined legging review on this channel, and these to me were always the thickest, the softest, but still functional. They have a ton of stretch, so you can still easily move in these, but the fleece lining still keeps you warm. These are a high rise. They hit right at the small of my waist. They're about a medium compression. Even though these are thick leggings, they're not a super compressive legging that really holds you in a lot. They're really more like a thick feeling. Medium on the booty scale, not really helping, not really hurting. Running leggings are not known for being super flattering on the glutes, so honestly, if anything has a medium in this video, I would take that as a good thing. These are very cellulite friendly because of that thick plush fleece lining. And then we get into our tests. First for the run test. So this does have that loop drawstring, and these actually stayed up very well considering how heavy of a legging these are. I did also run outside in these and did not feel like they were really trying to slide down a lot. I think the high rise that hits right at the natural waist helps leggings stay up really well. So I liked how these performed on the run test in terms of actually running, but the sweat, guys, these are probably the worst leggings I've ever had with sweat. They show sweat so easily, and they also hold onto it because that fleece is just not super sweat wicking. So honestly, I really loved these leggings, but I would choose them more as like a winter hiking legging rather than a running legging because the sweat, even if it's cold outside, you're still sweating a little bit. At least I am. So overall, I loved how these leggings performed and fit, but unless you're really okay with showing a lot of sweat or you don't really sweat that much, I probably wouldn't wear these for running. Fleece lined legging number 2, these are the Athleta Rainier tights. I was very excited to try these because I got a lot of suggestions, and these are another fleece-lined legging.
No vasto universo, onde o improvável se torna realidade.
So I got a size small, and these are originally $109, but a lot of them are on clearance. I think I got this pair for like $49. They were final sale, so I'm stuck with these, and I don't really like them, but it's okay. At least you don't have to buy them for $109. So these come in an extra, extra small to 4XL with petite, regular, and tall lengths. I did get the regular length, which was a 27-inch inseam. Going over some features of these, so these are a fleece-lined legging, but they're a little bit more lightweight than the CRZ Yoga. The outside still is a sleek performance feel, and the thing that really sells me about these leggings is all of the features, especially the pockets. So first of all, we have a double thickness waistband with a loop draw cord, and it does have a little top band at the top. There's a pocket in the back of the waistband. These do have a front seam and a triangle gusset, but the pockets are literally zippered pockets. And I feel like most legging pockets are pretty secure, but having these be a zippered pocket is just such a game changer, and I feel like runners love their pockets. And for me, I love a nice secure pocket, so I feel like these are really nice. I felt very confident that everything was going to stay in here really well. The fleece lining on these, if the CRZ Yoga ones are thick fleece lining, I would consider these a medium thickness. So they still definitely keep you warm, doesn't restrict your movements or anything. You still have a lot of good stretch in these, and they're warm without being really heavy. The CRZ felt a little heavier. These are an ultra high rise, meaning they go slightly above my natural waist. The compression on these are a little bit more compressive than those CRZ Yogas. I feel about a medium to high compression. Booty scale, again, medium, not really helping, not really hurting. You will get a little cellulite coverage in these because of that thick fleece lining. I did get my normal size small in these, and I mostly think they're true to size, but if you are someone who ever has had to buy like curvy jeans or anything where you normally get a lot of waistband gaping, like me, I have about like a 12.5-inch difference from my waist to the largest measurement of my hips. And Athleta is really built for more boxy physiques. So unfortunately, Athleta just has never quite fit me right. It's the same with these. It fits perfectly up until I get to my waist, and then it just doesn't have any hold on the waistband. And I definitely think this plus the ultra high rise contributes to these sliding down a lot. So getting into the run test, unfortunately, these did slide down not only to my natural waist, but even slightly below my natural waist. So I really will not be reaching for these for any more runs. This is going to kind of depend on your body shape as well. If your physique is a little bit more up and down in shape, you may not have this issue as much. And then for the sweat test, it did show a good amount of sweat. Not as bad as the CRZ, but it did kind of hold on to it. That's the thing with the fleece-lined leggings. They just don't really dry very quickly. And one final feature of these, they do have a little reflective detail as well. So I love the features of these leggings. They didn't work for me, but they might work for a slightly different body type and a little bit more sweat friendly than the CRZ. And the last pair of fleece-lined leggings, these leggings were not made for running, and I feel like they're actually probably advertised against running in these leggings, but these are my favorite leggings for cold weather runs. These are the Petula Bare Form Curve leggings. These are in an extra small. I have them in a small as well, and that works. So true to size, but you could size down if you want a little bit more hold. These are $74, and if you're familiar with Petula, they're bare material.